no. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, family. Welcome to the Mental House with me, your host, Khadija. Um, I want to say a few things to clarify some stuff that I said, and there are some people who took this wrong or who think that um I'm giving savage information, and I just need for you, first of all, to understand me clearly because if I didn't represent myself well, then let me make sure that there's no problems with that today. Okay? I made a video, okay, regarding um, at some point, self preservation has to be the first law of nature. That's the way you were wired, it's the way God intended for you to be, right? And then I said, anytime you have lost that, then you outside of your nature. You are not who you were created to be. Now I know there's reasons why you've watched and you've been a part of so much trauma that it's impossible in some cases for you to move. It's almost like you stuck. But then we have certain phenomena and certain tragedies and traumas that just make us explode. Okay, you can use George Floyd or uh, um, Ahmaud Arbery case, Breonna Taylor. You can use them as an example. Okay, I want to see that same type of energy when we kill ourselves in our neighborhoods because before we can attack and do anything regarding um, a bigger force, a societal um, force, because I don't see a lot of Japanese people that live in America or Chinese people that live in America that pretty much go through what we go through. So we're probably the only minority, right, that takes all the brunt of all the abuse. Okay. So my question has and my assertion was the first thing we have to do is we do have to have like drop squads. We have to have a code of conduct in our communities. We can't be running up in each other's houses and destroying them, talking about the streets got to eat, right? We this has got because the streets have gotten too big now, and there used to be a time when the streets was willing to attack the government or a bigger picture, a bigger oppressor, but those days are long gone. So, but that don't mean that the apparatus is still not necessary. So yes, we need drop squads. Yes, we need to call ourselves to order. If we would be students of history, we could see that our days are really numbered. If you need any proof of how the black and brown man is looked at all over the world, shit, just look at the way we're protected Israel. Huh? And the genocide of black people over there, and we say, oh, it's not my fight. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to even argue with that because I get it. You can only spread yourself so thin. But those people are you. It's just done in a different way. Netanyahu is bombing them. We so close together with each other that the move showed you they will bomb our ass. I don't. Do y'all remember Move when the government dropped uh, military bombs on a neighborhood? Do y'all remember? And they still have the capacity to do that. because they've done it before. So they've done just about everything. And this is what I was trying to describe. We've already had stuff done to us. Okay? Who so if you are so afraid to lose it, I mean, you're going to lose it. You're going to lose it anyway. It is upon us once we got to die, right? All of us are going to leave here. Nobody's going to escape alive. Hate to tell you. My point is, while you are living, you are not living if you are constant in fear of another man ruling over you unjustly. That's too much. And for over 400 years it is? Come on. That's why I said, when you deal with who the real children of Israel, you should feel more kinship with the Palestinians. You should feel more kinship with all these black and brown people. Now, I'm not saying that some of them don't feel that way about us, but I'm saying in our hearts, we see oppression and we know what it looks like. And there's other people that see oppression too and know what it looks like. Okay, and we need allies. So I'm not sitting up here advocating for some kind of damn race war. I'm not that stupid, but it's already one. It's been one since we've been here. They've been burning us, lynching us, bringing their kids to watch it. I mean, and this stuff was going on when my mother was, my uncle was lynched. Okay? Not my grandmother, not my great grandmother, but my great grandmother was not a slave, but she was born to a slave. Wow. See, so now it don't seem that far apart, so far away. A lot of y'all know y'all great grandmother. Y'all are in fellowship and y'all live with y'all or know your great grandmothers. Huh? Okay. So my great grandmother was a daughter of a slave, a person that was enslaved. So for me, it's not so far back where somebody can sit there and tell me, "Whoa, that's a long time ago." Hell, y'all, fuck, that was my lifetime, and that's what it's gonna keep on being unless you can see that your lifetime is my lifetime is your lifetime, and we can't keep putting up with this craziness. But the first thing we got to do is call ourselves to order. Once we call ourselves to order, I guarantee you some of this other stuff is going to seem a little more clearer. Okay? Because I'm not going to say something is going to be stopped. I mean, or immediate overnight. But I will say this. You have to give people something to think about if you can't whoop them. If you can't whoop them, you're going to have to give them something to think about that, oh boy, if I go messing with them, huh? If I go and do these tactics that are unjust, and if I know I'm shooting an unarmed kid for no reason, there's going to be some retaliation to some point. Now, the way it stands now, we expect the police to police themselves. It always come back, they didn't do anything, or the policeman, the person, the city has to pay out a lot of money, and it really is just double dipping because not only are we paying taxes for the police salary, then we have to pay taxes when the city gets sued for him killing somebody that looked like me unjustly. Now you speaking to somebody who had a family member killed by the police. I want you to know that as well. So here's how I'm saying it. We got to do away with the qualified immunity, and we got to do away with it. That's, you're going to have to know how to, we got to do away with it. Okay, because they got to know that how can you depend on a government to protect us that hasn't shown us that it will? You got government sanctioned murder already. So at some point, we're going to have our own code of conduct. If you do this to me, this is what's going to happen to you. No, that's not what or nobody would like. But all is fair in love and war. Now, something happened in California, maybe simultaneously things got to happen. All I know is we cannot be content with the way America is going. And that's all of us. All of us. We have to have some kind of mechanism that says, don't mess with me. Because we ain't messing with you. If anything, we killing ourselves. That's why I said that's got to be the first place we start. That's got to be the first place we start. Us. And we have to break the yoke of fear. I know. Because I work with it with myself every single day. Every single day. I have to break the yoke of fear. Because then that's when you know you're ready. That's when you know you're worthy. The only people you fear, if this is the case, the government, it don't matter how they get us. Ultimately, it's going to, if it's time to give up the ghost, it's going to be time to give up the ghost. Right? And all I'm saying is, we have to have a way to protect ourselves. We don't have an army. We're not privy to it. And they know that. The enemy knows that. So they take us as low-hanging fruit to do low-hanging things to us. Until we prove to them, especially the soldiers on the street, that they're just as low as we are, and they trees can be plucked as well. That's all I'm saying. If anybody misunderstood that, I'm sorry. I'm not out here advocating for an all-out or race war. We'd lose. Okay? We'd lose. I'm not stupid. But what I am saying is we have to put measures in place to clean up our community. Okay? And then to protect our community. We got to clean it up, and then we have to protect it. We don't care about it. You know? I grew up in the neighborhood when Milwaukee Brave players lived in the neighborhood. Okay? And this wasn't because I lived in a great suburb. It was because it was segregation. I don't know that segregation is such a bad thing. We had businesses. We had, white people didn't want us to come to their establishments. We didn't care because we had our own. We had our own bus lines. Okay? And we didn't have to even, be bothered with them and their hatred towards us. Because we were dealing with our own. And that's why Dr. King said that what he said about he is afraid he led his people into a burning house. Had we kept our restaurants, they might have came eventually and did like Wall Street, But my point is, we would have constantly been thinking that this is the way to go. It's still got to be us. Oh, you done burnt that one down, huh? Okay, well we gonna set up another one over here, just like y'all do when the police shut one of y'all dope houses down. You don't stop. You go, you open up your other one, or you run traffic over that way. You know how it go. That's all I'm saying. At some point, we have to look at protecting ourselves and our community. This, if we wasn't such low hanging fruit that didn't, that did, that respected ourselves, I don't think you could have a nurse like that nurse Erin, because she would be scared as soon as the black community found out who and where she was, they'd pay her a visit. They wouldn't have waited for the hospital. Okay, if she feared any consequences, she wouldn't even done that. She wouldn't even done it. So my point is, the same way we run up in each other's houses and murder each other, and the face of crime has been put on us anyway, why can't we change the narrative in our way? Not the way they want us to, but in a way that we agree with. And those that don't agree, oh well, you just got to get in line. See, we got to change the narrative that, we're all violent, we're all innately criminal, when all the shit is being perpetrated against us. How do you expect people to act when we got nothing but trauma in our cellular memory? Drama and trauma that you inflicted, taught it to our parents and our grandparents, and they taught it, and it keeps going on and on and on. Beat your children, beat them, all that shit. We have been made. We're like Frankenstein monsters. And all I'm saying is, for us to have any kind, in case there's a misunderstanding, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, we have to start cleaning ourselves up. We got to start cleaning ourselves up. Men have to patrol the neighborhoods again. Yes, they do. Not patrol it because you want to drain it out, all the money and all the resources and finances that the small things that your neighbor may have by breaking in their house. No, I don't mean it like that. You have to get back to protecting your own, period. We have to get back to looking out for each other, and all this no snitching, no that kind of crazy mentality. We got to get that out of our communities, so we can clean it up and deal with bigger fish. And that's what I meant by it. And I hope you understand that. I don't want nobody interfering with the life and choice and reality of my babies and my grandbabies. They should live free, just like anybody else want their kid to live. Not as a subservient or inferior being. And taking the books out of the schools is not going to do anything. And really, I'm getting sick and tired of these people doing everything but not dealing with their history, because that's what it's all about. They can't. It's like, I'm melting. They can't handle the truth. So ain't gonna be no more of that bullshit DEI and affirmative action when we know that y'all was the biggest benefactors from it anyway, white women. And and you don't want no more no diversity, no equity. You don't want that. after what you've done? See, because your heart is hard. And because you've been made to, been allowed to feel and think like you better than everybody else, this is the result, the direct result of that kind of mindset. I know power concedes nothing without a demand. Our great brother Frederick Douglass told us that. He told us. And at some point, we got to believe it. We got to believe it. At the end of the day, if we don't, the oneness is on us. That's it. The ownership, the result. We got to go down in the history books of the people who refused to die. For real, for real. This man ain't that powerful. Otherwise, you putting him where God is. So again, I'm gonna say, did man make God or did God make man? Because if the white man is God, then what is all this? Don't mean nothing then, right? You had to get up in the morning and bow down to the white man. As crazy as that sounds. I hope, listen, I hope that I kind of clarified that last video. If I didn't, oh well, I'm sorry. Hit me up and I'll see if I can answer some more questions for you. Other than that, if you like what you hear, please like, subscribe, and share. And I will see you in the next video.